Hello again, it's Lloyd from Blackpool Air Rifles. I've not done one of these for a little while, but I've got some interesting products to show you. We've got a couple of new, well, we've got 3 new pistols, 2 variants of one and a completely different one of another. And also want to quickly talk to you about this little beauty, which is the Kral Puncher bullpup. We'll get to that in a little while, but first we'll take you through a couple of these new pistols. There's not been an awful lot of stuff new this year, to be honest with you, pistols more than rifles. And these I wasn't really particularly that interested in at first, but actually you'll see that when I show you them, the quality of them is really nice actually, and I've sort of grown to quite like these in the last couple of days. These are the Schofield pistols. You've got 2. I've got a BB firer, which comes in the white box, and you've also got a pellet firer. Okay, so let's have a look at the BB firer first. These are a CO2 multi-shot air pistol. Basically, it comes in a lovely. I call it black nickel, which I think it looks really nice. Fake ivory handles, plastic, in other words. And this is based on the Schofield revolver. I think these are This is the 1877 model. It was actually designed by Major George Schofield, and it was actually designed for shooting off horseback for the US cavalry. And I'll show you why actually. But what we'll do to start off with, we'll show you how it all works. Basically, the CO2 bulb, which is just a bog standard 12 gram, goes into the handle. So there's a little finger groove there. Take that off. Put that to one side. Okay, so the grip comes off. The CO2 bulb just goes in as normal, and you do get an Allen key with it, which I've not got out at the moment. But basically, an Allen key goes in the bottom of there. One comes in the box. You screw it up. That actually punches the CO2. Okay, and the pellets or BBs go in. I'll just turn that around so it's easy to put back on. That just basically clicks back on. That's very easy to do. And the pellets go in the cartridge. Now, to operate it, basically you pull back the rear sight, which is quite unusual. Don't know if you can see that, but there's the rear sight there. And when you pull it back, that actually releases the actual cylinder. And as you can see, the cartridges pop up. Now this one's the BB one. The BBs actually fit in the front, so it's a 177 steel ball bearing. We've also tried the Webley Accu BBs as well. So if you don't want any ricochets, in fact, actually the Accu BBs are really good for anything that you're shooting that normally fires BBs, but you're worried about ricochets bouncing around. They're made out of lead and they're copper coated, so they're an excellent little thing. So you either put the normal steel BB in, or something like the Webley Accu BBs in the front. It's a 6-shot. So pop it in the front, push those in, and that is ready to fire. The reason that these were actually designed for horseback, believe it or not, is because they were designed so they were easy to operate single-handed. I don't know what's going to happen when I do this actually. Probably the cartridges will fly out, but basically the idea is that you pulled that, release that, and those would actually pop out very easily single-handed. What I can't quite understand is if you're on a horse, how the hell are you going to put new cartridges in? I don't get that. But anyway, that was the idea behind the system. Somebody's bound to tell me in the comments below. So very easy to operate. Nice little touch about it on these ones is they've got a really tiny little safety catch there. And so basically you've got safety on, safety off. It's a very tiny little lever. It's really difficult to see actually. And I do like the way that ASG have actually put that on the pistol. But not in such a prominent position that it makes it look ugly. So that one there is the BB one. Now velocity's not, they're not 6 foot-pounds. I think they're coming in at around about 2.5 foot-pounds. Perfectly adequate for the type of shooting, tin cans and stuff like that. Lovely looking. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. Lovely looking pistol. This one weighs 1,080 grams, or in old money that's 2.3 pounds. So actually, it's a lot heavier than you'd expect, although it's not ridiculously so. So that's the BB one. The difference between that and the pellet one, they've made the pellet one look very different. So I think people are going to actually end up collecting them both. But you can see that this one is in like a worn, what do they call it? Aging black finish. It's basically a black finish, and you can see there is wear. to make it look like it's old, which is really well done actually. It's quite subtle. And wood grips, which is nice. Exactly the same features apart from that. And when you release this, the pellet version is slightly different in that you actually put the pellets into the rear of the cartridge instead of the front. So that's the only difference with the operation. And one thing I must tell you, it doesn't seem to make that much difference, but I'm going to tell you nevertheless is, even though this is a pellet firer, it is not a rifle barrel. I would have liked to have seen a rifle barrel. I think everybody would have liked to have seen a rifle barrel, but evidently ASG reckon the distances people shoot at, that rifling is not going to make any difference. Personally, I'd like to see rifling, and ASG, if you are watching this, please rifle your barrels if you're going to use pellets. It is more accurate than the BB gun, there's no doubt about it. And I think the collectors are going to buy that nevertheless, but it just would be nice to see. Price wise, I think the BB one's 164 and the pellet firer is 168. So not a bad price, nice looking pistols. There you go. The next pistol we've got is the new CZ SP01 Shadow, and you might think, well, that's not new, that's been about for a couple of months. There has been a Shadow evidently for a couple of months, but it's a non-blowback. This one is a blowback. That's the only difference as far as I can see. What you get is, you get the lovely CZ SP01, which is a cracking looking pistol. Really actually well built, quite solid, feels chunky, feels really good quality. It is your usual CO2 BB firer, so you've got the BBs going in the front of the CO2 magazine there. The CO2 fits in from the bottom, valves in the magazine, which is nice. And basically you've just got a blowback action. You've got, I think 16 BBs, this one, only fires steel BBs, so hence it's not a rifle barrel. It's got fibre optic front sights. Like I said, it does feel really nice. You've obviously got, as well, you've got a little Picatinny rail underneath. So if you want to put lasers or torches or God knows what, you've got the option there. Weight is quite heavy actually. It's 2.4 pounds, which is 1,074 grams if you work in new money. And these ones are, I think they're going to be about 149. So you're paying around about £40 extra for the blowback facility, but we have shot this and the blowback's really nice. It's smooth, but there's a nice bit of heft behind it. You like I say, it doesn't look much on a video, I'm sure, but when you actually handle it, if you come into the shop and pick one of these up, you'll really like it. Lovely little pistol, CZ SP01 Shadow, in stock now. Okay. The third thing I want to talk about today is something that I've talked about before but was very disappointed with the first time. In fact, I don't know whether anybody remembers, but I did an Air Gun of the Year video last year, and we basically had one of these on the counter, and I said that I would have loved it to be Air Gun of the Year because I think it's a great rifle, a great concept, but for one thing, and that was they had massive problems with accuracy. A lot of the guys who bought Mark 1s couldn't hit a barn door with them. And especially evidently in 177, that was a particular problem, that calibre, which stopped it being Air Gun of the Year, which was a damn shame because I think the rest of it is lovely. Well, we did get a Mark II version through a couple of months ago, and when I spoke to Rainlight, who were the importers, they've been working really close with the factory, and they basically thought they'd solved the problems. Unfortunately, they hadn't, and the first Mark the first Mark II that I tried was also crap, and I sent it back. I was really disappointed in it, and I was gutted really because I thought that Krale would never get these things right. But again, I spoke to Jill a couple of weeks ago, and they've been working with the Krale factory, and evidently they have finally sussed out what the problem is with the barrels, and they fixed it. And she asked me if I would have a look at another one. I must admit I wasn't really that keen because, well, you know me, if something's unreliable I just don't like it. I don't care how good it's supposed to be. I just don't want it in the shop because it just leads to pissed off customers. But I know Jill very well, and I thought, do you know what, I'll give it one last chance and see what it's like. And well, we got a couple of them off her, and we tested them, and you know what, the accuracy is sorted out. And since then we quietly have been stocking these again. I haven't made a big deal out of it. I wanted to just be 100% sure before I open my big mouth on video to make sure that these things were right, but so far, touch wood, every single one that we've sold, and we've done really well with them, to be honest with you. They are a popular seller, and every single one of them has been absolutely spot on. You know, we've got them in the black, we've got them in the chrome finish, we've got them in the chrome finish with the walnuts, we've got them in the black finish with the walnuts. So there's even a green one, and there's now a camouflage stock version, and these all start off at about I think it's $3.99 for the synthetic one, which actually it's a really nice synthetic. It's just like everybody else's synthetic rifles. It's really come on leaps and bounds. The finish is great. It's got your gauge at the end. You've got the little port where you slide it and you put your port in. It's got your little secret stash there for a spare magazine. The trigger's been improved. I'm not going to say that it's match quality yet, but at the end of the day, it is $3.99, and I've shot a couple of other very cheap pre-charged rifles, and to be honest with you, I would say now that the trigger unit on this at least holds its own, if not, it's better than a lot of them. Oh, and another point as well, quite a few people have said, oh, I hated the Kral because it was plastic, especially the Picatinny rail. This is metal, this is alloy, and to be honest with you, it has been for quite a while. So if you sort of got put off with a Kral because it felt a little bit cheap with the rail, that problem's been sorted out. So it can't obviously be a new airgun of the year, to be honest with you, which I'll be doing a video on that because it isn't a new airgun, but it's probably one of the most improved airguns that we did stop stocking, and now we're stocking again. So I sort of just want to say well done Kral really for getting it right. Shame you got it wrong in the first place, you shouldn't have done. You know, these things, in my opinion, everything should be tested thoroughly, and if the things aren't grouping, they shouldn't go out. But you know what, they did get it sorted. They admitted that they had a problem, they sorted it, and now they seem to have got a fantastic rifle. So you know, if you've been worrying about buying a Kral because of the reputation you've heard, get along to your local dealer and have a look at one again and see what you think. Just make sure that it is the latest Mark IIs. I mean, these we've been selling them now for about maybe a month and a half, something like that, and they've all been absolutely spot on. So as long as your dealer's got the latest spec in stock, just double check that it is a Mark II and it's the latest one, then I don't think you're going to have any issues whatsoever. So brilliant. That's the Kral bullpup, and really, to be honest with you, that's it for today. I know it's a bit short and sweet, but I haven't done a video for a long time because, to be totally honest with you, like I say, we do these videos in the shop. It is a working shop, and we've been really busy. And to be honest with you, you'll see why, because in the new year we've got lots of new products. You know, everybody's seen our chronographs that we're bringing in, the Air Chron and the R2As, etc. We've done really well. Those have been absolutely flying out. They've been a fantastic product. And to be honest with you, if we weren't importing them, if somebody else was importing them, I would have made them products of the year because they're just fabulous. Really impressed. So we've been doing those, and we've got some custom wood grips coming soon for the Dan Wessons and what have you. Shop's been busy, so we've been working really hard. Yeah, there you go. That's my excuse for not doing any videos. But in the new year, we are planning on doing more, and I keep saying that, but you know, it is going to happen, and you'll understand why when I talk to you more in the new year about it. Anyway, if I don't do another one before Christmas, it still seems a bit early to say Merry Christmas, everybody, but it is. I guess it is Christmas now, and you certainly will be watching this around the Christmas time period. So I hope everybody has a great Christmas. I hope you get your airgun products that you always wanted for Christmas. Get out there shooting, guys, and have a great time, and I'll see you in the new year. Thank you very much for watching, it's really appreciated. And just another thing as well, I absolutely love it when people come in and say I've watched your videos on YouTube and I've really enjoyed them, because it's really nice. So everybody that's ever said that to me, and I know I've had some comments as well about like what I can improve, and I do listen. I don't mind a bit of constructive criticism, but I just want to say thank you very much to everybody for the great comments. It's been a real boom, because I'm not professional. I was a little bit concerned about the quality of and the fact that I don't rehearse anything, etc., etc. But everybody seems to still enjoy it despite that. So thank you, and like I said, I'll see you in the new year. Bye. Sorted.
Are you happy?
I'm happy. Right. What, did I miss anything out? No. Right, good.